Yes, 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 indeed, powerful people. This is another episode of Breaking the Machine. I'm your host, Omari the Poet, alongside my partner, Spank the Bank.
What up, though?
And today we'll be taking another incremental step and shifting the culture. How you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good, my G. How about you?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, my brother. I can't complain. I got my therapy shirt on. I don't know if they can see it. I had to rep for the therapy shirt. You know what I'm saying? We got them
Ooh,
on the BR the Machine website if y'all want to go cop them, man. But yeah,
therapy.
man. Yeah, man, you got to get some of that therapy in, bro. But it's been a great week, man. A very productive week. I just been working and just trying to stay busy for real, bro. And but yeah, my week's been good, bro. I'm just trying to figure things out, bro. Like it's it be a little difficult sometimes, dealing with people in their word, man. A lot of people don't be keeping their word these days, and I think that's probably like the toughest thing for me to deal with is people not keeping their word when they saying things. So
Yeah, that's
especially in the especially in this media game, bro. It seems like, bro, people say one thing, do another, and you hear it all the time. You know what I'm saying? When you see people do interviews, oh man, it's real, bro. So I think what we have to do is like find honorable people and just do what we do. But it's some exciting stuff, man, we putting together. But it's some niggas we dealing with too. So it's some stuff, bro.
yeah. That's something I've been battling with for years. Like trying to be a man of my word, to keep my
Mm.
word, because that eats me inside when I don't keep my word. That really hurts my spirit. I feel like I fall short of a man when I do that.
Mm.
So I definitely know how it feels on both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, bro. I just, I be trying to just trying to be as honorable as I can and make sure that I don't even complain. I was talking to my barber yesterday and I was just like, bro, I'm not even a complainer. Like when things are not going my way, I don't even like to complain about it because I feel like it shows a sign of weakness. I like to overcome. I like to be able to deal with the BS and still succeed. So then when I come to you, it's like, bro, you put that bullshit on the table and I still did this. And now that I produced, I'm about to tell you about it because it didn't affect me, but I'm gonna tell you it affected me, but it didn't affect the work. So it's just a lot of bull crap that I be having to deal with, bro. But I was telling somebody the other day, moving to Atlanta was probably one of the best and worst moves I could have made. It was just,
Mm.
it's just when you move like me, it's just it's different, bro. I move so fast and so like, man, I probably should have planned it out a little bit better. But man, a lot of people be procrastinating. I don't like to procrastinate. So I felt like I was procrastinating. So I had to move. You know what I'm saying? I had to make it happen. And we making it happen, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I've got some shows we working on and putting some stuff together, especially for Breaking the Machine. So man, it's all working towards the good, man. I can't really stress out about it too much. But man, how's your week been so far, my brother?
Man, my week been good, man. I worked out this whole week, so I feel good
Mm.
when I get 5 days in. Probably get one more day in today or tomorrow. Just get a weekend run in. Um, it's been a smooth week, man. Just growing in fatherhood. Um, just still trying to grieve since my father passed.
Mm.
Been heavy on my heart or my head this week. Because I can't talk to him. Um, that's been real heavy. Um, but yeah, for the most part, it's been great though.
Talk about that, man. Talk about that because we was talking about that the other day. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And just the weight of it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just talking about my father, man, and just he was like my superhero, bro. And I was saying it's not really about it's not about you. What makes me sad is about his relation to me and not my relation to him. You know what I'm saying? It's not what makes me sad is not, oh, my father is not here. It's, oh, he's not here to protect his son. He's not here to protect his daughters. He's not here to watch over his daughters. He's not here to
yeah,
watch over his wife. I think in terms of his perspective, and that kind of always makes me emotional when I think about that. Not really his relationship to me, but his relationship to his family. And what that means to him. Like, when I'm going through my trials or when we going through different things, and it's just like, dang, like your son's going through it right now. I'm not thinking like, dang, my brother's going through it. Like, no, your son's going through it. Like, this is your sons right here. Like, this is your daughters right here. We going through it. Like, your wife is going through it. Like, all these different things going through it. And I know it affects you and it would affect you in a bad way. So it's just like that. Those are things that I reflect on, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been very angry lately. You know what I'm saying? Cause it ain't, you know what I'm saying, you go through fuck niggas, and it's like, you know, your dad, you know, will warn you about fuck niggas or tell you like, oh, he on some bullshit. You like, you know, you ain't around a genuine man no more, so it's hard to. It's like now I'm looking for that. You know what I'm saying? That guidance still. You know, it's weird. Like I ain't got nobody I can just call in the middle of the hour and just talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, your dad, you can call and talk about anything. Which I should have took more advantage of. You know, I didn't, but like it's little things. Like I can just pick up the call and like, man, Dad, you know, to say something, a little something to give them a little information. But it's like, you know, you can't look to no other man because you know they got children they own. You know, so it's just that's really the hard part. Like, just can't talk to him, man. Like I really can't like talk to him, and I'm trying to, you know, cause my little brother played football. You know, my father always took him to practice and working out. It's like even trying to get over there and taking to practice, like that's so much of a hassle. It's like damn. It's just like dang. You know, it's just hard to even when I'm trying to put it in my schedule, but it's so hard. Like you know, so I have a family of my own, so it's just a lot, just a lot.
You can kind of understand the pressures a little bit better that he had.
Yeah.
Just those decisions that you had to make. Um, and it's
Yeah.
funny when we was having, well, it wasn't funny, but when we was having the conversation the other day, and you was just talking about, dealing with people who just don't understand, you know what I'm saying, or don't have that sense of respect. I didn't deal with it immediately or, in close proximity like you did, but years after my father passed, I would deal with certain people, and it's normally family that just don't have respect. You know what I'm saying? Just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Or tell you some information that, either is false or it's like, man, I ain't got no business knowing that. And it's normally, they siblings or they family or something like that. Just speaking on certain things that it don't need to be speaked on. Your
Yeah.
daddy owe me $100. Your daddy, like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to speak on with family member, just,
No,
but
but I
I
ain't
got
have a
family
family
members.
member. I ain't have a family member that did it. You know, so I can speak on what happened. You know, the guy that cut our grass. You know, he came up to my mother like literally 2 days after my father passed. I wasn't there, but it pissed me the fuck off. But you know, he gonna go to my mother like, yeah, your husband owe me $500. Nigga, what? My mama in grief. You go to what? You know, but you know, thank God I wasn't there because he did. When he came to me, he was like, "Oh yeah, you know, me and your dad was on a payment plan. Don't worry about it." I'm trying to figure was that the day before he told my mom or the day after. You know what I'm saying? That's something because man, that week I just don't. You know, I just don't. Everything was just like that. And I think it was that morning. To be honest, man, I was over there that morning when he said that dumbass shit. And I think he did say something to me, but it was more like, yeah, me and your dad was on a payment plan, but don't worry about it. Then I hear you tell my mama like, yeah, your husband owe me $500 and shit. He snapping, but lucky my uncle E, you know, he took care of it, man. He called him. I don't know what he said to him, but just know it's taken care of. But just some like ignorant shit like that, man. It's just
Yeah,
sometimes
man.
I thank God I got a daughter and I care about life, bro. Because sometimes I can go there, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes I can go there and don't care about nothing about the consequences. But you know, I gotta think, you know, these people and know where we stay at. You know, I start thinking about all that type of stuff, man. Because really, dog, I wanted to go there, but it was just so much other people that would be in danger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I probably would have been macho man and did what I did, but everybody else would have been in danger. So I'm just glad I'm glad it didn't happen when I was there and I just had a clear mind, you know, because one day he gonna get his. Him and his man, I was about to say him and his B, but him and his wife, whatever she is, they gonna get theirs, bro. And you know what I'm saying? God don't like ugly.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the
Yeah,
truth,
you know.
bro. And it's funny because that's kind of my whole stance on guns and my whole stance on a lot of things in life. It's like a lot of people be like, man, if I had a gun in this situation, it would change. And I'm not speaking
Man,
on anything that's been in the news or anything. I don't want to speak on that. But I'm just talking about in general. A lot of people are like, man, if I had my gun, it would have went like this. But you still here though. And oftentimes, if you had a gun or if you was there, you was present, things would have went a different way. You know, and just speaking on a similar situation like you were speaking on, um, like my mom was in a situation. I don't want to speak on it too much. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep into the situation because that's her business, and I try not to do that because I know she watches some of these episodes sometimes. But it was um, basically like an instance that had occurred where somebody had got disrespectful with her, right? This man had got disrespectful with her while she was leaving this store, and basically ran up on her in the parking lot, you know. And I was like, had I been there, like I probably would have went to jail,
man,
prison,
man.
what like, and I part of me wish I was there. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like this person was like really just stalking, like waiting on her to be alone type stuff, waiting for her to get off work. Like I'm like, bro, I would have like, man, if I was there, like I was telling her, and then me and my brothers would, I don't even want to, man, it was,
No, that's how that's real. Like, part of me wish I
it's
was there.
like, dang, we wasn't there. Well, I forget, we gonna see about, like, it was just, it was crazy. And like, I don't even want to, you know, we peace and love, but it's just like, I understand to be certain instances like that. It's just like, man, if I was there, you know, it's just,
Yeah, whooping your ass is love at times.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta whoop your ass love, and it's gonna be an ass whooping you ain't gonna forget. You know?
yeah, man,
That's
you
just
know,
how, man, bro. Like, it's all love. Like, man, it's like even now, bro. Society, everybody got this slick ass mouth, man. That's why I really watch what I even say on here as much as I can, man. Just, man, my words give me, my mouth give me a lot of trouble. A lot of people don't think that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't think that. You know, they just get up here and say anything behind this goddamn screen, then they can get away with it. Hell no.
mm. You know, and then it also made me think about another instance, right? And like I said, I don't want to speak on that too. Like sometimes I'll be wanting to tell these stories, but it's just like, you know, it'd be too many people involved. You know, it was in a situation with one of my friends. I don't want to speak on it too much because she probably watches the show. And it was like, had I had a gun in that situation, somebody probably would have died. You know what I'm saying? Not with her. I mean, context. I mean, people could take that a whole lot the way out of context. It was a man she was dealing with was pressing on me. I will say that that's all I will say, was pressing on me, and I could have died that night. You know what I'm saying? All for trying to. I don't even want to speak on. I shouldn't even. But you know, it was just. I was just thinking like, you know, I was able to save my life. I was able to make it out of that situation. But had I introduced a gun into that situation, it would have changed the whole dynamic. You know, so sometimes
Man,
not having things like that, or sometimes not being present was like the best option or the best thing.
man,
You
I feel
know.
like for me the best option is not being present.
Mm,
Cause no telling, man, don't tell her what I do, man. I would have called, man. I probably would have cussed her out, like, man, look, they would have had it.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? It is.
Bro had me at gunpoint. I'm like, shit, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what
So
can you do? You know, but all trying
talk
to.
about talk about how traumatized that is. You gotta talk about how
Mm,
traumatized that is. But you had a gun point to your head.
I don't even think I ever asked myself that question. You know, how it really affected me. Um, and like I said, I don't speak on it pretty much at all, just because you know it involves other people. But that specific situation, like I said, I was in another situation when I was 10 years old. When I was living in Chicago, where me and my brothers had got robbed. That's a whole at gunpoint, which is a whole different situation. I was actually in Chicago like a couple months back in February in that exact same spot that we got robbed, you know. So the trauma wasn't still there, but you know, the memory was still there. But a lot of that stuff I do carry, you know what I'm saying? I do still carry to this day. But I think the biggest thing for me personally is with that situation with the young lady, you know, being at gunpoint. I think what it did for me was it just made me value myself a little bit more, you know, and not be in certain situations. Like I'm that friend, man. I'm gonna pull up if you got a problem. You know, like I ain't never been the type of person to be like, you know, I'm gangster or something like that. But I'm just a real person, bro. If somebody got a problem, like if you hit me up and like, bro, these dudes is outside, I'm like, blah, 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 I'm pulling up, bro. Like I ain't got no guns, I ain't got no, but I'm not scary like that. Like I just wasn't raised like that. So when she told me she had a problem, I pulled up. Like it wasn't, you know, I ain't got no guns, I ain't got nothing. But she said she had a problem. I pulled up, you know. But it made me understand, like, dang, that whole, you know, the way you move is crazy because it's a real world out here. Somebody will blow your head off, and you can be as real as you want to be. You know, thinking about the Nipsey situation, like you can be as real and as solid as you want to be. All it takes is a punk and a gun to blow your head off. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Your life, and you got greatness on you, but then your life is in by something that was a little less great. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the situation. So it's just like I was just like, man, I can't, you know, be moving like that. I got to move a different type of way in order to protect myself. So, you know, but that whole situation was traumatizing because it was like I could have died, bro. Like that, like I said, I only been in that situation twice in my life. That was the second time, and my heart was beating the whole time, bro. Bro, I was in a getaway car. I was doing like 120. You know what I'm saying? Down the street, like, bro. Like it was in the middle of the winter time. Like it was a blizzard. And like this dude is like after us, bro. And all for me trying to protect a black woman. We talk about protecting the black woman, bro. I'm trying to protect the black woman here, bro. I'm trying to make sure she all right, trying to make sure
man,
this man isn't abusing her and doing all this other stuff. And I have no relation to this woman of any, you know, intimate nature at all. This is my friend, but this is a black woman. We talked about that last week. Protecting black women, even when it's platonic, even when it's just your friend or the sister down the street. That was me that day. You know what I'm saying? That was my friend, and she needed some assistance. And I was like, all right, okay, cool. I got you. I'll protect you like you was my woman. I'm pull up just the same way with the same energy. And it could have got me killed because certain information wasn't relayed to me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously wasn't relayed to me because when I pulled up, there's a dude in another car with a gun out. It's like, okay, obviously I didn't have all the details. Had I had all the details, I would have brought one of my homeboys who get down like that with me, you know what I'm saying, for some, you know, extra speculation. So it's just like it was a mess, man. It was a mess. And I just say all that to say it was a traumatizing experience. And it took me maybe a week to get over it because I was just like, dang, I could have died. And that was literally a week before we started the podcast. That was,
damn,
that was a week before we started the podcast, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? That all happened a week before we started. So that was
man,
about
that's crazy.
a year and some change ago, bro. Yeah, the whole situation was different, man.
Man, I
But
had gotten a shootout. I feel like when I got in the shootout, that gave me street cred.
damn.
That gave me street cred, bro. I got in a shootout. I got in the man, my home. I seen the fire come out the fucking gun, bro. I thought I was gonna get
Woo.
hit. Man, my man was letting that bitch go. And I'm like, he running across the street. After we ran across the street, I just hurry up and pissed. I almost peed on myself, and I was like, I just got street cred. I'm like, yeah, my street cred went up, baby. I've been in a shootout, but no, I mean
Bro, you crazy as hell, bro.
that's just how growing up in our society is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the show, like,
Growing up in our section, bro. It ain't growing up in our
yeah,
society, bro. It's growing up in our
exactly.
section. That stuff ain't happening in Malibu. It's growing up in
No,
our section. This is our section. This is where we from. That's how it goes down where we from. You know what I'm saying?
man, but every time I look at my dad, every time I look at it like an old white man, I be like, fuck, man, do white men live longer than black men?
Mm.
Ever since my dad died, like, bro, I just be just looking at
Damn.
other cultures. Like, I really look at other cultures like, bro, god damn. And then I was on the phone the other day with my sisters from Chicago. I think all three of our fathers died.
Mm.
And I want to ask that. I remember, I want to say one of them, I think all three of our fathers died. And I think it's like, it was just kind of crazy to me, like, fuck, man, we out here, father, like, the black community, like, damn. It's a lot of, it's either,
Fatherless, yeah.
yeah, either daddy in jail, daddy dead, or he just ain't there. You know, and unfortunately, my dad was there every step of the way. You know, it's just like, it was just like he left so freaking young, man. Like, it's so fucking crazy, dog. It really is how it just aligned with my dad's death. But in that episode, they was reading newspaper articles talking about how white women live longer and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, well, white man lived to 60 something or 71, and then black man, y'all got to 55. You know what I'm saying? It was just going down numbers, and I was just like, damn. Then next day my dad died, but it was just like, damn, dude, I don't know that many black men that made it to 80 or at least in their 80s.
I think that's a powerful question. Just going back to the original question that you asked, do white men live longer than black men? It's just like that's a powerful question in itself, and I think another question.
Fat as hell. They be fat as hell. I'll be like, these motherfuckers be fat and overweight, but they don't have
yeah, bro. A lot of people don't understand. Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, that's what I said. A lot of people stress about or put a lot of emphasis on our health, but they don't put a lot of emphasis on the stress. And I think the stress is the key. That the stress is really what take you off this planet, bro. Because it'd be a lot of people who didn't eat the right way and didn't do and they lived to 100 and something. Like grandma, she was eating all type of stuff, and she lived to 102. It's about that stress, man. It's about that stress. It's about that stress. And who are they putting their stress on? They putting it on us. And society puts the stress of society, the stress of the world, the stress of the infrastructure, the stress of abuse, the stress, it's all put on the black man. It's on the black woman. It's on the black woman too. I don't want to say that. It's on people in general. It's on people in general. But I'm saying when we work in that job in corporate America, the stress and that emphasis is put on us. I work, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I work corporate America. I don't like,
you know what I'm saying?
Us wearing a beard is intimidating, but with a white man shaved is not intimidating to us. That's intimidating as hell, nigga. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta state of y'all standards. Like, no, bro. Like, to me, it's fuck all this shit. Take me as who I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to act a certain way to get this job, bro. Like, I'm not about to lie on my damn interview. I'm not, bro. I come here and do my job. Like, it is what it is, bro. You either gonna take me or not. I'm not about to put on this facade. I ain't about to put on this show. Fuck that shit, bro. It's 2022. That shit over with.
No,
that shit's over with, bro. It's over with, bro. Man, look, I get the work done. Don't micromanage me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta come in with your demands. Fuck your demands. I gotta come in with my demands so I can leave here stress free. So I can do a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to job interviews trying to please them. No, motherfucker, I'm coming to let you know so I can leave this motherfucker stress free. So we can have a better relationship. That's how I look at it.
No, and I think that question needs to be answered, bro. Like, like, why does it seem that way? And like I said, we're not a part of that community, so we don't really know how that stuff goes or how fast they parents die and stuff like that. We just see what we see. They see what they see. Right. So I definitely can understand that, but it is very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of our fathers die young. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our fathers, live to be old, but a lot of them die young. Just being overworked. You know what I'm saying? Just overworked, bro. Like my grandpa was a millwright, bro, for 50 years, man. He had a job since he was like, 14, 15? Worked in the factory for 50 years, man. Like they worked him to the bone, bro. Like he got cuts all over him, razor chainsaw cuts all over his body from working in the factory and accidents and injuries and he kept going and he kept going and he kept going. He was telling me like, man, I would work 20-hour shifts. I would work this way. And just listen to his story and just listen to talk. It gave me better perspective and insight to his life. It gave me better perspective and insight to the way he came off. Because a man who works 20 hours, he don't want to listen and hear about your one. You know what I'm saying? Your 1 hour of stress and pain or what you went through and all this other stuff. A man who working 20 hours, he focused on the mission. He know how to train his emotion. He know how to rise above his emotion. So if you've been emotional and you tell him about all this stuff that you have in this 1 hour time span or 15 minutes of pain that you experience, he don't really want to hear that. So it kind of gave me better insight to my grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my father. That was my father. Like, nigga, do you know what I did to get where I had to get y'all? Where I had to get y'all? And you up here talking about this bullshit? It's like that's the reaction he gave me. It was just like, all right, It's like now I understand him so much more since he's gone. Like I understand all the riffing and running he had to do just to put food on the table and clothes on our back. Like it's so fucking stressful, bro. This to trade time for money.
Yeah, time for money, bro.
And he was telling me like, man, I have 2, 3 jobs. And I'd be
Mm.
like, what the fuck, bro? And all my homies be like, bro, you like your daddy, bro. Man, I think about it, bro, my dad had so many jobs, bro. And none of them conflict, but he did have a lot of jobs. And it's like, he would say, he ain't stressed, money ain't nothing to him. But I'm like, hell no, bro. But you got to feed. You got 10 children. You got a wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, man, nigga can't, man. I'm a true man of God, man. Unless you niggas fuck niggas.
Mm.
But I can't say that because some people just did it smarter. You know what I'm saying? But like, we think that's a man doing all that. That still is a man. But just working all this to provide for his family. But man, lately, bro, I don't want to go to work, bro. I just want to chill. And
Mm.
I feel like chilling is nothing wrong, bro, because I want to live long, bro. And I feel like stress. I feel like stress got him, so I don't want stress to get me. So I'm like, shit. I just rather just chill, bro.
Yeah, it's a beautiful position to be in, you know what I'm saying? But when that fire hits your back, it'll motivate you, you know what I'm saying? Like when I
Yeah.
was in, Michigan, I didn't want to work either. You know what I'm saying? I still don't want to
Yeah.
work. But it's
Yeah.
just like when you in the ocean, you know what I'm saying? And you not familiar with this and you all this other stuff
Yeah.
and all the
You gotta
sharks
work.
trying to piece you apart. It's like, dang, I gotta work. Either that or I'm
You
gonna
gotta work.
drown. I
Yeah, that's
gotta work
fact.
or I'm gonna drown. And I think that's kind of the mentality I had to embrace coming to Atlanta. Like, dang, man, you don't work, you don't eat, man. Don't nobody give a damn, bro. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay,
doggy, doggy. Eat, 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 eat. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's what it is, bro. Like, it's different
We
around
over
these parts.
we overeat. We already overeat food. So we think we're gonna overeat souls too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We already overeat food, so we definitely gonna overeat souls.
No,
So
that's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
yeah.
But I wanted to get to some of these topics that we had for this episode, even though we,
Let's go.
went on a spiral, but that's beautiful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real
Uh
therapeutic right there, man. Therapy, man. We
yeah,
got to
man, gotta get it out, bro. We gotta get it off the chest, bro. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? And
sir.
real therapy session. I wanted to talk about the episode of The Pivot with Omari Hardwick. And
Powerful.
just talk about his story in general, man, because you had brought it up to me. You had told me the other day, like, hey, bro, the episode just dropped, check it out. Um, what kind of did you pull from the episode? You know what I'm saying? Just his story in
Man, when
general.
he said when he said, all right, Fred and y'all got to the bag quicker. Like they
Mm.
got to the bag quicker, they got to check quicker, you know what I'm saying? But what I got from was when he said that nobody think about him playing that role of Ghost and how much of his flaws and his talents he had to show that he really didn't want to show. He said, I gotta
Mm.
show everything of me. And that's how it is, like coming on here, being so vulnerable on here. It's like, fuck, I gotta show this side of me. Like, yeah, the audience like it, but I hate looking at it because I know that's really me.
Mm.
Speaking my legit mind, like I'm
Mm.
letting you in. I'm letting you in, bro. And that shit kind of like it hurts me, like because I wanted to keep that as a secret, or I just wanted to keep that to myself. But I let it to the universe. Now more and more people like just listen to it. They're like, oh, that's some good shit. Like people come like, bro, that was some deep shit. But I get scared, like, bro, why did I say that? Because I don't know if it was fully
Yeah.
true, or maybe what it is. I'm thinking of other people's opinions. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? That criticism can really just fuck up your mind because the world is so criticized and shit like that. But the more I work out, the more stronger I become as a man. That shit really don't really bother me no more. I say what I say. The fuck you gonna do to me? Nothing. But this talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's
Yeah,
difficult to do that
yeah,
sometimes, bro. It's difficult to live, you know what I'm saying? Or to make mistakes in front of the world and just just tell people what it is, bro, and not lie. So many people lying nowadays, it's hard to tell the truth. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
man. Shit, yeah. That's my fault. Yeah, I said like if I say some off the wall stuff on here, somebody bring up bring up that I said on here in the past, and like say we get when we get higher and somebody brings it up, I'm like, yeah, I said it, bro. Yeah. What the it's to the point like what the fuck you gonna do? You
Yeah.
can't cancel me. I think that's another thing. People we try to cancel and isolate people out so much, and you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
can't.
that's real talk.
You can't do it.
One thing that I pulled from his story, man, that was very interesting. We talked about it as well. Just the whole aspect of him, meeting Denzel and working with his son David.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Working with Denzel Washington's son. And he was a school teacher and just doing these different things. But he had to work, you know what I'm saying? He had to work so he could eat. And then because when he talked about on the People's Party podcast and just talking about how when he came to Atlanta, he had to live in his car for a few months because Tyler Perry was like, man, I got a movie for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's in like 3 months. So he like, dang, I got to survive for 3 months. Like the game is not to get the opportunity. The opportunity has been presented. The game is now survival. And now the one question in my head is, how do I survive to get to the blessing? How long can I outstand and withstand until the blessing arrives? And that's kind of my mindset right now. My mindset is not about, oh man, when is the blessing presented? I knew like 4 or 5 years ago the blessing was coming. God revealed that to me, like, hey, you gonna keep rising. Like, hey man, the blessing is coming. But now the question is, how long can you withstand and wait for the blessing to arrive? That's really all it was in my head. So when he said that, it was like, man, when I came to Atlanta, I had to live in my car. I had to do this. It's just like, dang, now I understand the grind of certain people. I understand like that's a real grind. Not to even think like, dang, am I gonna make it? No, I am gonna make it, but can I make it to my moment? And I think that's a powerful realization that a lot of people have on a journey. And it's a powerful place to be, and that's kind of the space that I had to enter, going to Atlanta. It's just like, man, I got so many opportunities presented to me, man, but can I wait long enough to receive them? You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I was just like, man, that's powerful. He like, man, I had to get it. I had to do whatever I had to do just to survive because I knew the blessing was coming. And then, for him to, bump into Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry obviously knew his situation when his car broke down and he helped him out and all that other stuff. But, it was in the news that, oh man, Omari Hardwick had to borrow money, in these parts of his career. People don't understand the power. People don't understand the power of the story. They just want to get hung up on the fact that, oh, he had to borrow money from this person. He had to borrow money from that person. It wasn't even about the money. He was just trying to survive and last his moment. Had he been so caught up in his ego and didn't do that, he might not have never made it to power. He might never made it to Ghost had he been caught up in his ego. But he understood, like, bro, this money, I'll be able to pay them back with interest. But because I understand the blessing is on the way. It's about survival right now.
Yeah, man. Survival.
Yeah, I love his story though. He got a powerful story, man. And we was talking about it a couple of days before that episode even came out. We didn't even know he was about to do an interview. And I was talking about him like, bro, he'd be a powerful guest, man. Just the way he articulates himself. And then that interview came out.
Yeah, he is. And I like when he was talking about the character, like, a lot of people was like, Channing was like, yo, we never seen anybody like you on Power. And he tried to say, yes, he did. Like Ghost is in all of us. But we haven't seen a character dominate a role like that ever. Like the way he portrayed Ghost, man, me and my father, man, bro, the way he portrayed Ghost, Jamie, and James St. Patrick was probably the coldest thing I ever saw on television because we all wanted to be him. We all wanted to be the clean suit, the nice loft. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful family, the driver. That is us. That is success to us. We got
you know what? In my opinion, I kind of side with Omari in that like we have seen people like him. Now, obviously, we ain't never seen nobody like that character and the way he portrayed the character and all that. That is very true. But I think what he was saying is we all feel like we put on Ghosts in a way when we in that corporate world. Like, bro, if you come from the streets or you know what I'm saying, you come from the hood and now you in this corporate world and you maneuvering it and your energy, like the way he did business was very street and it was very professional at the same time. It's like, dang, is this dude pressing me or is he really just telling me what the deal is? Like the way he carried himself was very street and professional at the same time. I feel like a lot of men feel that way. You know what I'm saying? When they look at that, because when we look at something on the screen, you only become a star if we can relate to it. If we can't relate to it, we don't want to, so if we couldn't relate to it, we wouldn't have liked it. Like, man, what's it? This is outside of our reality. So for us to look at that and relate to it and be like, oh man, I like this character, it's because we can relate to the character in some way, shape, or form. And I just think his portrayal of the character was very
Man,
powerful.
what you think about what Stephen A. Smith said? He just said this recently the other day. So Kevin Durant had a tweet to him, and he said, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world are not going anywhere.
That's what Kevin
Basically,
Durant said?
no, that's what Stephen A. Smith said. He says, I get
Oh,
paid.
like we're gonna be around for the long haul type stuff.
It's not
Yeah,
happening.
to be honest with you, bro, I don't like Stephen A. Smith at all. I used to like him back in the day, back when I was, you know what I'm saying, younger, and I used to watch ESPN. He was very entertaining. But it's sometimes when you get to know the man, you really don't care before his art. You know, sometimes people say they can separate their art from the man, and I think that is very valid in certain instances. But in certain instances, it just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even appreciate the art anymore because I know how you know, I just know too much now, you know, and the way he carries himself and the things he says and the way he deals with other black players or fluent black players, especially the way he talks and addresses Kyrie Irving, it just doesn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like some slave master gives it to the overseer, give him the whip. Now he's whipping him. And then he's keeping you in line, so it doesn't seem like a black and white issue, and it seems like a black issue or just a commentator athlete issue when it's really somebody, you know, putting a battery in your back. So it's just I just don't understand it. I
Yeah,
personally just don't understand it.
and because a lot of athletes feel like if you don't play the game, you cannot comment on how I played. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of agree with that. Like that's if somebody would have come to that's somebody came about us about the podcast. If you don't do this shit, you only can say so much.
That's real talk.
You can say something, but you only can say so much. You know, you can't. You only can say really. Probably the only thing you can say is probably the quality or how you speak. But after that, it's like okay, you know what I'm saying? Cause I would still listen, but there's only so much you can say, and I get that. Like, man, if you ain't never played a high intense basketball game, you can't really say too much about how I played. Because what would you do in a high intense game? Would you go 3 for
Yeah.
17? Would you
It's
go
so
for
many
9 for 8?
factors outside of the game
Man,
that go into it. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
like
So many factors. That's why we need to get some NBA players on here to talk, man. I'm trying to work on that right now. But gotta get some players to come on and really just tell their side of the story. And
yeah,
I really want to hear what they have to say about Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? They probably won't even speak on him because he like the boogeyman. But like, to be honest, I'd love to hear their perspective on him. Because to be honest, he just, bro, I don't respect him at all, bro. Like, you know, and for a long time I tried to respect him, but just the way he addressed Kyrie, it's just like all respect is out the window, bro.
all respect. Him and Charles Barkley at times, both of
Mm.
them. And I like Charles, but then sometimes like he be on some.
I can stomach Charles just because he got Shaq next to him and Shaq checks him about certain things, but Stephen
Yeah,
A. don't nobody really check him.
yeah. Oh, this thing. Oh, you know, man. I mean,
Yeah, bro, I
man,
can't stand Stephen A., bro.
yeah,
But I
it's
also
crazy.
wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, especially on the financial literacy perspective. I've been hearing Earn Your Leisure talk about it, and I was just telling you about a post that I saw Dave Ramsey do about this upcoming recession they saying that's going to, you know, be happening, and a loss of jobs that's going to take place, and how the GDP is going to have two consecutive quarters in the negative, so or on the decline rather. And just what that can mean for us. You know what I'm saying? If people losing jobs and will they have to reintroduce another stimulus check or what, like how and what do you just think that means for the world, bro, for us moving forward? Because you saw what it did for us last time. We lost our minds.
Well, I did lose my mind. Shit, I was fine. But
I'm talking about with the money. You lost your mind with the money, right?
what you mean? Like I just ran it
You
up.
yeah, you ran it up. You ran it up.
Yeah, that's all I did. I worked 3 jobs. I was working 3 jobs. Well, I was working 2 jobs. I ain't gonna say too much, but I was straight.
Mm-hmm.
But we always been in a recession, man.
Mm.
That's the thing. It's just the media just make the shit worse than what it is.
Mm.
I feel like we always been in recession, but this time, I guess around a lot of people houses gonna get taken. It's gonna be more homeless people on the streets. It will be bad. I mean, but there's something they can.
But if we've always been in a recession and now people are acknowledging that we're in a recession, it's pretty bad at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's like we've always had a problem, and then now the problem is finally being addressed. That's usually when the problem is at its worst. You know what I'm saying? So if it's always been present and now we're just speaking about it, it probably means it's at its worst. So
it's at its worst.
The recession is probably at its worst at this current point if we're just addressing it and it's always been present.
Yeah, it's at its worst. I mean, I think that's what it was supposed to do. And remember you told me this years ago, every kingdom must fall. Every kingdom must fall.
The kingdom of God doesn't need to fall, and it will not fall. But
not
these
the
other
kingdom of God, but
kingdom
of they kingdom, whatever.
Yeah, these kingdoms, these kingdoms, they will fall, and it's just because it's what they was built on. They never built on the right stuff, man. They never built on the right stuff, and I just think when you build on capitalism, when you build on the oppression of other people, like I ride around Atlanta now, and I see the homeless people in the streets, man. We talk about how affluent and rich Atlanta is or how affluent and rich LA is and all these other places, man. It's homeless people downtown, bro. It's homeless people up the street. It's homeless people off the highway. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get a bite to eat, man. And then it's stuff everywhere, bro. It's when you got societies like that, when you have disparity like that, it's really a dog eat dog world, bro. Like people gotta fend for themselves, bro. Ain't nobody looking out for nobody. It's meant to fall, bro. It gotta be meant to fall.
Do you think this recession gonna lead to bloodshed?
I don't know if it'll really lead to bloodshed. I can't really speak on that per se. But I will say it'll lead to frustration. You saw what happened with the mask mandates when the COVID started. Especially in Michigan, they was running up on the Capitol. The white folks was running up on the Capitol with machine guns. I still got the video on my phone. Assault rifle. So when these people lose their jobs because of the decline in the GDP, and the employers start laying people off, people will be getting frustrated. People will be getting tired of being at home. And then you obviously got all this other stuff that gets factored in, like the monkeypox and all this other stuff. Like people just frustrated in general. They can't work.
The monkeypox scared the heck out of me, bro. I do not want to take that.
I'm not even, bro. That's all. Yeah, I listen to what Brother Reza Islam be talking about. I wasn't even worried about that anyway. Like I don't be stressing about that type of stuff. But it made me just think like, the way it's headed, man, people frustrated, bro. Like the economy hasn't bounced back. And then when you think about teachers, like, bro, people just quitting jobs, bro. People don't even want to work jobs. There's a lot of jobs. People don't want to work them. And it's obviously because the jobs aren't as attractive as they once were, bro. They aren't as attractive as they once were. When you get introduced to stimulus check and once you have all these other things that's introduced, it's just like, dang, I can make money doing nothing. And it changes your whole mindset. I talk to young people all the time. Like I was at my family reunion like 2 weeks ago, and I was talking to some of my cousins, and they was like, yeah, we don't want to work. And they in college and stuff, they're like, yeah, when I graduate, I don't want to work a job. I don't need I want to do TikTok. Like I want to be an influencer because I'm looking at all these people making millions and doing nothing, just enjoying their life.
That's not doing nothing. See, I think that's the problem. I have students that do that all the time. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a TikTok. That takes a lot of work and time and skill to be a top TikToker and a top YouTuber. You are still competing with people around the world, not just in your society, just not in your states, in your country. Around the world, you got people from Africa, China. Like I that shit has to stop. I even tell my kids that stop thinking like I'm not trying to crush your dreams or anything, but just know how much work you have to put in to be a YouTuber. Yes, you see this one guy, this kid making millions of dollars just opening boxes on YouTube, but you don't know all the work he had to put in. You don't know how much money they have to spend to get all them toys. You know how much money they have to put in to get the ads. It's so much that goes behind it. To make money, it takes money.
No, that's real talk.
Or it takes time. It's either one, And everybody says that. I hear that so much, it pisses me off. I want to be a YouTuber. You know how much work that takes?
especially if they ain't got the personality for it. I had a lot of students be telling me that. I'm like, bro, you don't even got the personality. You can barely talk in class or barely talking to a group of people.
But that's crazy. They probably don't have the personality outside the camera, but they can't have it on the camera. That's
deep.
Crazy. No, a lot
that's
of actors,
scary, bro. That's scary to me, bro.
No, that's what makes a good actor and a great actress. A lot of them, you know, because that's why they get mad when they around people. Like, that's just me on TV. Outside of TV, I'm an introvert. I don't like to mess with people. You know what I'm saying? That's how people are. But
that's scary, bro. That's scary, man.
I mean, that's just like, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know.
But, I mean, that's like me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm a real introvert, but it's different because I am an introvert. But I don't want to say I'm an introvert. I'm a social person, bro. But it's just, I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. If I am around a whole bunch of people, I am social. I'm not putting on a front. I am that social. It's just, I prefer not to be, bro. I prefer not to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's not me putting on a character like, oh, what do I think that? It's like, no, I can do it. It's just, I would prefer to just be by genuine people. Like, if I'm in a room of genuine people, I'll be there all day. And it could be 100 people. I'll be there all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm at Savior's Day, I don't get overwhelmed when I'm at Savior's Day. But if I'm in a group, I'm in a room with 100 people and I can tell they're not genuine and authentic, it's like, dang, bro, I get overwhelmed very quick because I'm like, I don't like being fake. I don't like being in this room. And you know what I'm saying? You got 100 dudes throwing ones in the air, and it's just like, what is this? Like, this is not even real right now. Like, what is going on? So I can't be in those type of spaces.
And I think a lot of people don't understand about being a YouTuber. You got to post every day.
Mm-hmm.
Plus post on your social media. It's like you being a YouTuber and TikTok, you lose yourself. Because you are a character now. You are a character. You are an entertainer. Whoever you thought you was is gone. So whatever your Instagram name is, that's who you are now.
Damn.
You are your alter ego. So that's all social media is.
Yeah, and I guess it begs the question, how long can you be your alter ego, or do you even want to be that person? You know?
No, I mean, a lot of people don't, you know. It's like, I see why people disappear. Like, just think about rappers. Just think about rappers for an instance. Sean Carter became JayZ. He's not even Sean Carter no more. Like, I want to know who calls him Sean. You know, probably his mom or, you know, family, but he's not. He is JayZ. To the world, to the public, at least. Just know, to the public eye, you will be a fictional name. To the public. In the public, you are a fictional name. Omari the Poet, Spank the Bank. Them are fiction characters. But to the private, you know, you Ahmad, I'm Dwayne, Corey. You know what I'm saying? That's in private, but to the world, you are fiction. And that's what people got to peep to.
Damn. But I think some of his friends do call him Jay. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're right. It's like an outer world. We call him JayZ. His friends call him Jay. His family probably call him Sean. So it's just like he keeps going inward and inward. But that's a deep concept, bro, because that is something that I be dealing with sometimes, because even when I be around like other people and they be watching my content, I'm like, bro, I hope you don't expect me to just, you know, turn that on every 5 seconds, because I am that person. But at the end of the day,
he's fiction.
He's a
book. He's a book.
He's not fiction. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm an introvert in the sense that I am not outwardly expressing like some of these other influencers who like are in the room and they just want to share all their knowledge. I don't do it like that. Like, I'm not in the room. If you smart, I'll let you be smart. I don't care if everybody else in the room think I am smarter than you. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to let you talk and you'll be the smartest person in the room. I'm not that type of person, unless I'm in a room for somebody and they say, man, what do you think about this? Then I'll speak on it. But for the most part, I don't want to be in a room where I'm just, you know, speaking and talking and over, you know, doing that. Like, when I was, you know, I was telling you I was working on another podcast. Like, I'm doing a podcast, it's a new podcast that we're working on with some other brothers, and it's just like, man, everybody's smart on that podcast. And they told me after we had our conversation, we were sitting there talking for like 2-3 hours. It's like, man, you talked the least out of everybody. This wasn't on air though. If we was on air, I would be talking, but it was just like us having a genuine conversation. And I was like, bro, I'm not the type of person who just sit up there and just talk all day. Like, I'm not judging nobody who does that, but I'm not the type of person who just wants to insert my opinions and my perspectives and everything when I'm around older people, especially when I'm around brothers who are older than me or women who are older than me or people who are older than me, wiser than me. I don't care if I have the better perspective. I don't feel incumbent upon myself to exert myself in that type of environment unless I'm asked. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Man, I've dealt with that before. So like, man, we was on a Cali trip, and a girl we was with trip with, you be lit on Instagram. You ain't lit right now. I'm like, first of all, it kind of fucked me up so hard, bro. Cause it's like, damn, you trying to say I'm a fake ass nigga? Like, I took it so many ways, but like, bro, I'm on vacation. I'm just kicking it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like a lot of people don't know, I go to bed real early, bro. I'll be the first one to sleep. So when we was on vacation, bro, sometimes I'll be tired, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to bed pretty much early, but I'll be the first one to sleep. And everybody knows that. And for her to say that was like, I kind of took it hard. I ain't gonna lie, cause it's like, okay, one, you watching me. Two, I don't know. I don't know where my thoughts is at, but it's just like, you trying to say I be lit on the internet, but ain't lit in real life. Like, that is like, what? But I know I was lit. I know I was lit that whole trip. But like, like, you know, when people go on vacation, they want to be lit every day. Like, bro, no, I don't want to be lit every day when we on vacation. It's a day I just want to relax and go to sleep. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit up and play cards every night. But I mean, I like do my stuff in the day. Sometimes bro, it's like if I'm sitting in the house, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Some days I have my days, bro. But it was just like, man, Spank the Bank is a fiction, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. We all fiction.
You want me to start calling you Corey now? No. I've been wanting to ask you that for a long time, bro.
You call me, I don't care, bro. You call me Corey, Dwayne. I mean, I really don't care, but I just know Spank the Bank is a fiction name. It's not a real name. You know, I know that. Like, when I get on Instagram, bro, it's weird. Like, you zoom in, then we close, you zoom back out. You zoom in, you zoom back out. And you see all the fictional names. Everybody has a fiction name. Everybody. Them are not real names. Them are not real people. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody have their real government name on there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on there is fiction. Everybody.
Well, my name is Ahmad, for those who are wondering. My name is actually Ahmad.
It's the poet, though.
And I am actually a poet, but, you know, you're right. Yeah. I get what you said. But when people meet me, when people meet me from the show, or when people, you know me from the show, and then we actually meet up for a meeting or something, they call me Ahmad because they know my name is Ahmad. You know what I'm saying? They don't call me Ahmad the poet. They be like, oh, so how you doing, Ahmad? Blah, 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 blah. When somebody interviews me, they call me Ahmad because they know my name's Ahmad. But no, I understand 100% exactly what you're saying.
Just like Arthur. Arthur is fiction. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. If you watching Arthur, I wonder how Arthur is offset.
I wanted to get to some supporter questions real quick before we head out, my brother, because I wanted to make sure, because we still got some lined up, bro. It was a powerful question. I got asked in the text group the other day. Uji asked, what is the best day of your life? Like, what would be the best day of your life, you could say?
That shit hard.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a good question, man. That's a good question. That's what made me think. I don't know if I know the best day of my life per se. I can tell you the best moment of my life. I don't know the best day of my life, but the best moment of my life was when me and my family was driving to Washington, D.C. for the Million Family Movement. I think that's what it was called, the Million Family Movement, because you got the Million Man March, and then it was like the Million Family March. Yeah, Million Family March. We was driving to Washington, D.C. for that. We was listening to Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So, you know, all of me and my family was in there, and we had went to like Kroger 2 days before and got all these snacks for the road trip and stuff to Washington, D.C. And we had like that's back in the day when TVs and vans had just came out, you know, like the vans had like those little mini TVs in them. Like that. So we had one of those, and it was like, oh, we just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And you know, we were just driving there, and everybody, me and my whole family was there, and everybody was happy, and we just listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire the whole ride down there, because Madagascar had just came out, the movie Madagascar. And they like their whole soundtrack was like laced with Earth, Wind and Fire and like some other good music, you know, Copacabana
I
and all
got
that
to
type of stuff.
move it. I got to
Yeah,
move
like
it.
man, like me and my brothers, like we were so young, like me and my brothers and sisters, we were so young, like we was literally singing the whole thing, the whole ride there. Like, and I know my dad probably was just sick of it, but he was smiling and stuff. And it was just a good moment. Like, you know, like when I think about the best moment of my life, year after year after year after year, it never changes. It's always that moment. Like it's always that moment. Like it was, and when we finally got to Washington D.C., it was just as beautiful. Like it was just, that was probably the most beautiful moment of my life.
So the question was, what was the best? What again?
Best day of your life, but you know it could be moment.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Me scored my JV year, scoring my first touchdown ever. Like I'll never forget that excitement and my dad just happy. Like I'll never forget my first touchdown, bro.
That's
I ran
crazy, bro.
I ran a corner post, wide open, caught it, touchdown.
That's
Like
crazy, bro. Because
bro, I'll never forget that day.
that make me think like mine would have been similar. Had I not said that moment, it'd have been my first touchdown playing back, because that's the first time I seen my grandpa happy like that.
Bro,
Like I've never seen him happy like that.
Bro, scoring a touchdown is probably one of the most joyful things than any sport. Like probably scoring
Talk
a goal.
about what it mean to the hood. Talk about what it mean to the hood, because you
bro,
touching something. You touching something.
Like okay, like when you hooping, it's cool. You had 18, you had 20. Probably I ain't never had a 50-point game. That's probably different. But scoring a touchdown, bro, on 12 people, 11 people out there. I ain't played football so long. 11 people, like, and hearing the fans, yeah, wow, like your energy is just, I did it. It's like you just like, I did it. Like you can't tell me I scored a touchdown. I got street cred. That goes back to that. I got street cred, but I got some type of street cred in the game. I scored a touchdown. Like that is probably one of the most fulfilling, or like one of the best feelings in the world. Like that's why the celebrations be so hyped. Like before they even start allowing it. Back in the day, it wasn't allowed, but it's so much in your spirit that you gotta let out when you score, man. You know, you just want to dance. You just want. It's like I scored a touchdown. I scored a touchdown. Like, oh man, that's probably the best. But that's the best. That's the best score you can get, man. Like, you know, you had 50 points. That's cool. But did you score a touchdown?
Made me think about just like why it means so much to Black men in general. Like, why does it mean so much to our fathers? Like, because, or, you know, in my case, my grandfather, like, you know what I'm saying? My dad wasn't there to see me make my first touchdown, but
because you got potential to make it, probably.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it is, but it's just like you said, your father, when he saw you make that touchdown, it was like, I don't know, it could have been one of the proudest moments. And when my father saw me my grandfather saw me make that touchdown, I've never seen him that happy in my life. You know, even when I came and brought my degree to him a couple weeks ago when I had my degree, when I made that touchdown, it was like I've never seen my grandpa that.
He jumping up and down.
Yeah, he was.
Boy. Yeah.
That's what made that moment so great. It wasn't even the screams of the celebration. You know, that's back when Party Rocking in the House Tonight was out. So I'm literally to like the music playing afterwards. I'm like, oh, like I'm feeling it. But it was because my grandpa literally was jumping up. I never seen him that happy. And he was happy to be like afterward. He was like, oh man, you the man, you the man. I'm like, dang, grandpa, like you never happy. Like you never like dang, this is crazy. And my grandpa used to drive us to practice and stuff. And like I just want to say this, man, because this episode is crazy. It's very expansive, but I'm feeling in my spirit, man. I had this coach. I can't even think of his name, and I feel so bad for that. I want to say his name was Coach Baker. My little brother Aleem, he'd know what his name was, but he was a white coach, man. And I'm gonna say this right. For a long time, I held a lot of animosity towards white men, the white power structure, a lot of it, and I still do because it's sick. You know what I'm saying? What you know. What the machine does to people, right? But for him to show us love like that, like we went to play basketball for this school called Bendel in Flint, and we couldn't play because my mom was working so much she couldn't drive us to practice. We couldn't afford the equipment. We couldn't afford this coach, a white man. He bought us the equipment and he started substitute teaching at our school just so he could be there to take us to practice after school.
Damn.
And then he would take us to his house feed us, and his son was one of my teammates. He would feed us, take us to his house, feed us, then take us to practice. And then he would make sure my mom picked us up at the end. Like, and it was no crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just, he was literally looking out for us. Like, cause he saw we had potential. Like, we was good players on the team, but it got to a certain point. My mom was like, we got to pull them. Cause they, I can't, my schedule doesn't permit anymore. And for him to do that, it just showed me like, dang, it's humanity in everybody, bro. Like, it's love in everybody.
And sports brings it out of people, man. Like, bro, I had a white quarterback in college. My boy, man, that's one of my boys, man. And it is when somebody, I'll make sure every time you got sack or tackle, I hurry up and pick him up. I'll be like, don't touch my fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, sports brings humanity together in so many ways. Like, to be honest, I hate that I use this, but when I have conversations with other coaches, the first thing I talk about is sports. And that conversation goes from sports to business to life. Because now I got you open. I know, you seen that game, like the Lions pick? I do that with any, and then now it just goes to a deeper conversation. But it's crazy how sports can keep you open. But religion, politics will keep you so closed-minded. But sports open you up. So that's, bro, I do that wherever, bro. And like, even when I met a lot of CEOs of companies and stuff, bro, all they want, bro, I talk about sports. They're like, oh man, I'm talking to people that own like $1 million, $billion industries, we talking about sports because it opens you, man. It's just something about sports, man. It's just something about it. It's just something about it, man. I don't know what it is.
Because nobody's wrong in sports. It's just about who won. Nobody's really won. Like, we don't really hate the Warriors. Like, I don't hate the Warriors. Like, I don't think they're wrong. I just don't want them to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to win over my team. But I still respect you. And nobody's wrong or right in sports. It's just about, did you win or lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk about a boxer that's playing against your favorite boxer, and you can respect his skill, you can respect the style, you can respect, but it's just like, I don't want him to win, but I still respect him and I like him as an athlete, as a person, and all this other stuff, but I don't want to win. Just like you be talking about LeBron. It's just like, you don't hate LeBron, you just don't want him to win, or you don't think he's better than Michael Jordan.
He's not better than Michael Jordan.
So let's get to some more other supportive questions.
We gotta have that conversation, bro, because I don't know what the hell y'all be thinking about that shit. Come on, man.
We gonna have that conversation another time,
man. Because you from Ohio, bro. Dude. Like, come on, man. From Ohio.
Yeah. Didn't you go to college in Ohio?
Yeah, I went to Central State. But that don't mean
Didn't you play college ball in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh,
bro.
Okay.
He's from Ohio. He's from Ohio. I don't mess with Ohio, bro. I'm a real true Michigan fan. Go blue. Like, I don't play that stuff.
I went to Michigan, sir. I graduated from Michigan, sir. I am
and you should be a proud go blue, but no, you want to still mess with the yuck guys. I see. You like them yuck guys, man.
I rock with LeBron. I don't know about any other Ohio sports teams. But Jolanda asks, what stops men from expressing themselves? And then another question, how to overcome bad past experiences, right? I will start off with how to overcome bad past experiences. Like, how do you think we can overcome bad past experiences?
Man, y'all know why we can't express ourselves, man.
That's kind of how I be feeling as well. Like, it's kind of,
they told us a man shouldn't cry, he shouldn't speak up, like all type of stuff. Like, that's your weakness, you know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to, come more. But shit, I know all about that. I still don't know how to fully express myself. I just can't get the words to do it. So only way I can do it is really through action. That's how I'm expressing myself, is through action. Now, if you don't catch that, I don't know. That's not your fault. It's my fault too. I'm probably not communicate, but it's all through action for me.
It's kind of what Kevin Gates was saying on that podcast that I was mentioning, because it was deep. A lot of these different podcasts and different things that we mentioned, it's really like something that you could really extract, take notes from. It's like very rich with information. Yeah, but he was just talking about, like, even when I do basic things, he wants to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a man expresses his emotions and you treat it like another person is expressing their emotions and you intake it like you would any other person, that is discouraging for him. And for some men, I don't want to speak for everybody, but that can be discouraging. And the reason I say that is because he's doing something that he's never done. He's doing something that he's not used to. And just because you're used to receiving people expressing themselves doesn't mean he's used to expressing himself. So for you to take it like it's any other person, that might discourage him from expressing himself in the future. And it might not make sense to you, but it can be a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what stops a lot of men from expressing themselves. It's not that they don't want to express themselves. It's just that you got to understand the journey, just like you said with your father. When your father was dealing with you and talking with you, it's just like, you don't understand what it took to get here. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand what it took to get here. And it's just like, for me to express myself, you don't understand what it took me just to say what I just said. And you just treating it like, okay, dang, I receive that. Like, no, you don't understand the gravity of what I just did. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just fought 20 years of trauma to tell you that. Or I just fought 20 years of, people telling me I couldn't say that to say that. Like, it's a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of the movie that I'm thinking about A House of Cards with Kevin Spacey. And I don't even want to speak on him because that man is sick and he got all type of crazy stuff in the news. But he was just like, on the show White House of Cards, he was like, you don't understand what it took me to get here. You don't understand the sacrifice. He had to kill all those people just become the president and do all that sick shit to become the president. And he was just talking to his wife like, you talking to me like this? You don't understand what it took me to get here. Like, you don't respect the gravity. Like, it really be like that in a nutshell. Just like, you got to respect what it took for him to say that. You know what I'm saying? And we got to respect what it takes for you to say that. We got to respect what it takes for you to do the things that you do. We just got to respect the actions of each other. And then that'll allow us to express more. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to get to the other question as well. And you can speak on that as well, but then also speak on the other question of
can you talk about overcome a bad experience?
Yeah.
Just press on, move forward. I really just think that's what you can do. Learn from. I mean, I know it's. I mean, I ain't trying to be straightforward like that, but the more you think about it, the more you hold on to it, it's gonna fuck you up. But it already happened. It's gone. I hate to say that, but like, it's already gone. It's past tense.
Yeah, I would say for me, how I overcome bad past experiences is I have to reflect on it. I got to feel how I feel and discharge the energy from it.
That's true.
So if I went through something that makes me emotional, I have to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the reason I don't feel too bad, well, I don't even want to put it like that. The reason the passing of my god brother or the passing of my father or passing of anybody who really meant a lot to me doesn't weigh me down too much per se is because I expressed what I wanted to express. I said what I wanted to say. I told them that I loved them. And then when they passed away, I felt everything that I felt. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hold back. And, I didn't feel like I cheated them with expressing myself. I didn't cheat my emotions. Don't cheat your emotions. Once you cheat your emotion will come back to kick your ass. If you express yourself and you don't cheat your emotions and you feel how you feel, then you'll feel better. But if you don't, then you'll feel bad for a long time, or you'll feel indifferent for a long time. So just express how you feel and you'll feel better, my brother. But that's another episode of Breaking the Machine. Make sure y'all tune in next week for another episode of Breaking the Machine. I appreciate y'all tuning in for this week. Like I said, if you haven't already got your therapy merch or all the other merch that we have on BR The Machine, we still have some left. Go tap in, brthemachine.com. Follow us on Instagram at BR The Machine. Follow us on TikTok at BR The Machine. Follow us on Twitter. We just got a Twitter account at BR The Machine. And tap in. We are on every streaming platform, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, man. Definitely tap in with us, man. Appreciate y'all for staying locked in with us. And if you haven't already, text BTM to 1313-825-4140. This is Breaking the Machine. I'm your host, Omari Hardwick. This is my brother Spank the Bank. And that's a wrap. You dig?
We out. You dig?